Welcome to today's deep dive. We're stepping away from the usual doom scrolling to look at, well, a stack of reports showing some massive ocean winds happening right now.
Yeah, there's just this huge wave of positive environmental momentum.
Right. I mean, we're covering everything from international laws down to the actual consciousness of lobsters, which is wild.
It really is.
Mhm.
And, the biggest headline from our sources today is definitely the High Seas Treaty officially becoming law.
Yeah.
Because up until now, international waters were basically lawless zones.
Just the Wild West out there.
Exactly. No single nation had the authority to really step in or intervene.
Okay, let's unpack this because protecting the open ocean, it sounds great on paper, but how do you actually police it?
Right.
I mean, the ocean is massive. Are we talking about international coast guards pulling over rogue fishing boats in the middle of nowhere?
Well, no, it's less about chasing boats and more about legal jurisdiction. Before this treaty, if a bad actor was caught overfishing in international waters, no one had the authority to prosecute them. Now, this framework means nations can finally establish these multi-country marine protected areas, or MPAs.
And actually hold people accountable.
Yeah, legally accountable through international courts, hefty fines, trade embargoes.
So it provides the legal teeth. And we're seeing individual nations take that cue and lock down their own waters, right? Like Chile just protected nearly 1 million square kilometers as an MPA.
Which creates one of the largest protected areas on Earth.
Wow. But the one that really caught my eye is Argentina protecting like 90% of its kelp forests.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, Argentina's move is brilliant policy. You already know kelp is a massive carbon sink.
Right.
But the mechanism of how it stores that carbon is what makes protecting it so critical. I mean, kelp grows incredibly fast, up to 2 feet a day in some areas.
Wait, 2 feet a day? That's insane.
It is. And when it gets battered by ocean currents, large chunks break off, drift out, and sink deep into ocean trenches.
Oh, so it's essentially locking that carbon in the deep sea for centuries.
Exactly, effectively removing it from the atmosphere entirely.
Hmm.
So Argentina isn't just protecting a local fishery, they're securing a global carbon pump.
That's a huge point. And while international treaties and massive MPAs change how we manage the real estate, we're also seeing a radical shift in how the law defines the actual residents of that real estate.
Oh, absolutely. Moving
Yeah.
from habitats to individuals.
Yeah. You're talking about the UK's move to legally ban boiling lobsters alive. They are officially classifying marine crustaceans as sentient beings capable of feeling pain.
Which is a huge ethical shift.
It is, but I have to push back here on the practical application. Banning boiling lobsters sounds like a great ethical win, but how does the UK government actually plan to enforce this?
You mean inside the restaurants?
Yeah, like thousands of chaotic private restaurant kitchens. Are they sending inspectors in during the dinner rush? It's wild that our legal systems are only just catching up to basic biology, but the logistics seem impossible.
Well, this raises an important question about how policy actually shifts culture.
Okay.
You're right, they aren't putting a police officer in every kitchen.
Right.
But by changing the legal definition from a resource to a sentient being, it forces commercial seafood suppliers to adopt humane, stunning methods before the animal ever reaches the restaurant.
Oh, so it tackles the supply chain.
Exactly. It also opens restaurants up to massive liability from whistleblowers.
Yeah.
It fundamentally shifts the baseline of commercial seafood logistics.
So we're transforming the legal framework from the macro level of the high seas down to the nervous system of a single lobster.
Yeah, complete paradigm shift.
But the obvious question is whether all this legislation actually yields physical results in the water.
It does, and remarkably fast. When we stop actively pushing these species to the brink, the recovery isn't just theoretical. Just look at the whale data.
Right. Here's where it gets really interesting. North Atlantic right whales just recorded their best calving season in over a decade. And humpback populations are steadily recovering in multiple regions. But, I mean, whales reproduce slowly. How are we seeing population rebound so quickly just from passing a few laws?
What's fascinating here is the specific mechanism of that recovery. It's not just that we stopped hunting him.
Right.
The local zoning laws we discussed earlier allowed regulators to mandate dynamic speed limits for massive cargo ships passing through known breeding grounds.
Which drastically reduces fatal ship strikes.
Exactly. They also mandated breakaway fishing gear, which prevents the whales from drowning when they get tangled.
So it's not some mystical healing process. It's just simple cause and effect. Give them a safe corridor, stop running them over, and the population stabilizes.
The data backs that up completely.
Yeah.
When you enforce zoning, regulate the space, and mitigate the physical threats, the system has the breathing room it needs to self-correct.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? It means the blue half of the planet isn't a lost cause.
Not at all.
The laws work, the enforcement mechanisms are finally clicking into place, and nature is actively responding.
Which brings us to an interesting premise to leave you with. If marine life can bounce back this significantly, just from us stepping back and mitigating the harm,
Just getting out of the way.
right, what magnificent ocean recovery could we witness if we actively focused on engineering and restoring entirely new marine habitats?
Imagine the scale of that. Instead of just trying to pause the damage, we could be looking at the greatest reconstruction project on Earth. Keep that in mind next time you look out at the water.